I'm doing a Q&A. I asked your questions and today you're getting your answers. So I'm going to start out with the first one. We're doing 5 questions today. The first one is, one of the questions was, I'm currently eating at maintenance, or basically that means I'm eating food and maintaining my weight. So how much should I cut in order to lose about 10 pounds by May? So first of all, I'm glad that you found a calorie amount that is your maintenance. I think it's beneficial for all of us to know that, so we know about how many calories we burn in a day, and we can eat that much and not gain weight and not lose weight. And so we just have a really good idea on where our natural body sits. So that's a great thing that you have found that number. From there, you want to look at how long your goal is. So you have plenty of time, and this is great. Always give yourself enough time to reach a goal or a certain amount of weight that you need to drop by a certain day, because that's going to make your progress so much easier to know when to start and when to stop. So to lose approximately a half of a pound to 1 pound a week, I would say start out at cutting your calories by 300. And then you'll want to make sure and keep your protein the same, so keep a high amount of protein. And those calories will come from carbs and fats. So you'll take 150 calories and divide it by 4 to get the amount of carbs that you should cut, and then 150 calories divided by 9, and that's how many fats in grams you should cut, and those will determine your macro numbers. If you're not following macros and you're just counting calories, and you can go ahead and just cut 300, but I would still make sure and be very cognizant about getting enough protein in your diet, because once you start to get below your maintenance point, that's when you're in a calorie deficit and your body will burn muscle for fuel. So you want to make sure and preserve as much muscle as you can, and then that's for the reason for increasing your protein intake or not cutting from it. So great job on learning where your maintenance is. Kudos to you, and good luck to you on your 10-pound journey until May. Okay, second question. How do you hit your macros each day without making the process complicated? Plan ahead. Every which way you look at it, you have to plan ahead. So at the beginning of each week or on the weekends, that's when I plan my menu and I go grocery shopping, and then I'll meal prep after that. I make sure I know what I'm eating for my pre and post workout meals, my lunch at work, and then my family dinners in the evening. So I make sure and plan all of that for all 5 days. Typically, I will plan for Monday, Tuesday, or like a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, on the weekend, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll do a little bit of that on Wednesday. So I'll split it up a little bit so that I'm not eating the same thing all week, and so my food is fresh. It's, if you've ever meal prepped for 5 to 7 days in advance, you know, like that stuff gets old and it doesn't taste great, and I found that I wasn't eating it on Fridays. So I have just gotten in the habit of doing a second mini meal prep on Wednesdays, and that works great for me. Another thing is to make sure and plan all of your meals the day before or the night before, so that you know exactly what you need to eat to get to your numbers. If you plan on just going by the seat of your pants during the day, most of the time you're not going to meet your numbers. I mean, I'm certainly saying you're not going to meet your numbers. And so then you know what and when you need to eat your food to get to those numbers, because otherwise you'll get up to the end of the day and you're playing Tetris with your numbers and it's not working out. And so that's just a recipe for failure. Plan ahead, plan ahead, plan ahead. Also, if you're having any issues, you can download my Macros for Moms meal plan. It will show you how and when to plan your meals and meal prep, the recipes, and the foods for 7 days. So it's a great guide and it's free. You just have to go to my website, www.mefitnessandnutrition.com, and then click a little bit on that link on Macros for Moms. You put your email in and it will go right to your inbox. And then the second thing would be hire a coach. If you are really having trouble staying on track and not knowing what you're supposed to eat, then hire a coach. I can help you one-on-one. I also get hired quite often to just do meal plans for people. So that's something I also offer, meal plans for you and your family. So If you have questions about that, you just can hit reply back to this email and we can talk about that. All right, so the other question I have is, do I make weekly menus? That kind of goes back to the second question. Yes, I do make my weekly menus. If I don't, I'm usually in a pinch and I'm not choosing great food options. It's a really struggle to get to my macros. I tend to go way over on fats and I don't have enough protein. And that's just how I tend to fall if I'm not planning ahead. So definitely, I have weekly menus for myself and for my family. I know what we're eating every evening. I usually have the majority of the food ready to go. So when I get home from work at 5:30, all I have to do is either reheat it or throw it in the oven. And usually 6 o'clock is the latest that we eat because I like to have my kids in bed early. So I don't have a lot of time to cook in the evenings. I really have like 30 minutes to get stuff put together. So planning ahead is crucial for me. Okay, so my fourth question, how often do I use TB16 and how do I use it? I love TB16. It's from NG Nutra, sorry, dog. And you can get it at Science Nutrition in Sioux Falls. It is a great pre-workout. That's how I use it. I take it before I work out. I love coffee in the mornings and I don't think that I could ever take that away. My husband loves it in the mornings. That's what he has for his energy drink in the mornings. But I like it before I work out. I just take it once a day. Occasionally I'll take it early afternoon if I'm feeling really sluggish. I find that it does help and it also prevents me from crashing later where I often will have a crash with coffee. So apologize for my whiny dog. So TB16 is a great pre-workout. That's how I use it. The last question, what are my thoughts on green powders? So green powders are a powdered form of vegetables. They're great if you're having trouble getting your vegetables in. Here she is. If you're having trouble getting your vegetables in. However, in our day and age, we really don't have any excuses that we don't get our vegetables in. We live in the United States. There are plenty of vegetables everywhere. We can go to the grocery store. We can load up. So my advice on that is food comes first. But if the options are no vegetables or a green powder, then I say go for the green powder. However, choose one that doesn't have a bunch of crap added into it. It's just strictly greens, and it comes from a reputable company. So that's all I have for you guys today. Kisses from Penny.